Hey, what's happening, everybody? John here. I do videos on investing. You're going to see some videos also on here on generating income online as well as credit. So, what do we have today? There's going to be also a bunch of other videos. I do too. I'm actually starting. Well, I've been launching some content on short and medium term furnished rentals. You call them vacation rentals or just really furnished rentals. I've got a couple of properties here in Southern California where I do that, and we are right in the thick of super duper busy season. Certainly a good time, busy time, but a good time to be doing it. Anyway, I've been doing it a very long time. But what do we have today? We have a video that we're doing on investing, and I just recently, in case you haven't seen my channel before in my videos, basically I just recently came out with 50 stocks, right? So I really call them 50 turbo growth stocks. And then from there, I kind of have a top 10. It's actually really 11 because I wanted to leave Bumble in there, but it's really a top 10, stocks that out of that 50 that I have. And I'm probably going to grow that list. I don't really know if, there needs to be more than like 100 in there, for let's say the remainder of 2021. But anyway, one of those top 10 is actually, a company that I'm doing the video on today, and that's Roblox. And the reason I wanted to talk a little bit more about Roblox is basically, they're recently public. I mean, they only went public, I think in March. Yeah, so in March of this year, 2021. And here we are. It's pretty much pretty getting to be the middle of the summer, right? So here we are. It's almost the middle of July. So, we're not quite at the middle of the summer just yet because it's end of June to end of September. So, yeah, we're not really quite at the middle of summer. But what happens is because Roblox is so predominantly, kids, playing the game platform, they're taking a break from their, not totally, but they're taking somewhat of a break, from playing their video games because they're going, on summer vacation with their families and with their parents, right? And then even, college, not kids, but, whatever, young college adults are playing a lot as well, and they're going on vacations as well. So basically, the reason I present it that way is because it could be, potentially viewed as a good opportunity to buy. Because the Roblox prices kind of really hasn't performed very much in the last couple of weeks, right? Let's just say since June actually. But I do have Roblox in my top 10, and the reason is really simple. I mean, if you think of Roblox is it's just kind of hard to. You just really can't accept it as certainly a revolutionary company, and the reason is because they're basically considered the YouTube of gaming, right? A place where people can go there, they can play all sorts of games, and then they can also launch their own game. Just like people launch their own videos, like this video that's going to go on YouTube. You just create your own video and put it on YouTube. Same thing with Roblox. You can create your own game and then put it on Roblox, and then other people can play it. So basically, I want to take you into the handy dandy spreadsheet. I want to show you their numbers in terms of how the gross profits look, and also we'll go into Yahoo Finance so you can check it out. But again, if you, I imagine that you're at least somewhat familiar with Roblox. But if you aren't, Roblox is very much a kind of an ocean of gaming platform, very similar to how YouTube is an ocean of videos, of course, right? And it's so people go on there to actually play all sorts of pages to play games and to actually create games. And then the people that go on Roblox use a currency system called Robux. I actually didn't even know what Roblox was until actually this year, and I started my own kind of a YouTube channel where it's I don't really show my face or talk on the channel. The actual videos are made by somebody else, and we put them up. But it's pretty crazy to see it's almost endless amounts of games and content and everything related to Roblox. So let's go ahead and take a look here real quick at the Yahoo Finance. So when I do my handy dandy spreadsheet, which is actually right here, just in case you want to see it, I've got Roblox right here. So again, they're one of the 10 companies that I picked in terms of the top 10 turbo growth stocks that could 1 to 10x. Well, they could 10x in the next 1 to 10 years. But basically, this is where they are. They have a little bit of a lower year-over-year revenue growth rate that they really have as a company. And the reason is because what happens is a lot of times, or some of the time, companies like Roblox will provide a TTM, which is a trailing 12-month, figure, and it's not technically their fiscal year end compared to fiscal year end, right? So if you take a look at the Roblox fiscal year end 2019, and again, Roblox, keep in mind, I mean, they just went public in March of 2021, right? So if you take a look at, and we don't even have that, they're not even on, publicly, sharing what their financials were before the year of 2018. But if you take a look at their fiscal year end 2019, which is December 31st, and then to fiscal year end, 2020. And in case you don't know what I mean, fiscal is just how that company, considers a full year, right? So some companies, like I think Tesla, they have their fiscal year end in June, and in this case, Roblox, I mean, it's just like the calendar year, so they have their fiscal year end in the end of the year. But if you take a look at it, right, so fiscal year end is from 2019 to 2020. That's a full like almost 82% growth rate, right? From 508 million up to 923 million, and then they show a trailing 12 months of over $1 billion. They probably just wanted to show that that they're now over $1 billion from a trailing 12-month perspective. But if you actually take a look at my spreadsheet, I do show a 28%, or 24.49 year over year, but that's not really that's not really a true fiscal year end to fiscal year end, right? Because fiscal year end to fiscal year end is 82%. So it's really comparing, the trailing 12 months to the end of 2020, which is not a technical year over year. It's really just a 28% difference. So again, that might be them comparing to the 12 months ended, at the end of March. Because that's what they reported their quarterly earnings release during May. They've got their next quarterly earnings release coming up in in August. So we still have a little bit of time for that. But what's interesting about Roblox is this is actually my tip rank. So I got my 50 top turbo growth stocks in here. And what I did, just so you, I have a profile in tip ranks, but I don't really have all of my amounts or anything like that in there yet, just kind of my picks. But I sort of, according to the percentage gain, so the top gainer here is Asana. But if you take a look at it, what's fascinating is Roblox is actually the worst gainer. And this really started in June. I think it was like early June or mid-June that I started this tip ranks profile. But yeah, pretty shocking that of all the 50 Roblox, I guess if you take a look at the last month, right, they're pretty much the worst performer, which really just means that, hey, it might be a great time to potentially, to get in and get an investment going there with Roblox, which is one of the reasons why, I'm actually doing the video today on Roblox. So there you go. So pretty much, here's the spreadsheet, on Roblox. Like I said, they're part of the top 10, turbo growth stocks in my list to actually 10x, potentially 10x in the next 1 to 10 years. 8 analysts covering them, pretty much a strong buy, all around. The true fiscal year end to fiscal year end, year over year revenue growth rate is actually over 80%, and their gross profits, right there about 74% and change. Not that often you see, that high of a gross profit aligned with that high of a year-over-year revenue growth rate. So certainly compelling, and recently hit, over 1 billion in sales, at least from a trailing 12-month perspective. Their market cap a little bit high, even at the time of the recording today here of Monday, July 12th. It's over 80%. But yeah, but the reality is that we're looking at what a lot of economists and financial experts are saying could be a very robust second half of 2021. If you don't get in now, when are you going to get in, right? And it's the basically the YouTube of gaming, and they only went public in March. So there is a little bit of a take for you, a quick take for you on Roblox, showing you some of their financials. It's on my my top 10 list in terms of the turbo growth stocks to 10x in the next 1 to 10 years. And that's Roblox. Let me know if you want to hear more about Roblox. Also, I've got, like I said, my own Roblox channel where I do different like entertainment videos about Roblox. If you want to see some of those, let me know in the comments area too. If you like this, if you like updates about stocks, if you want to, see my top 50 turbo growth stocks, and then, of those, the top 10 stocks, go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. You can also give a like to the button, and then and leave a comment as well. All these things are 100% free. To give me a like, to subscribe, and to actually leave a comment if you want to hear more about Roblox. If you want to see some of the entertainment videos that I have, or hear more about the stocks, if you want to hear more about the 50 stocks that I chose. So everybody, all this information, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm certainly not your financial advisor. I do have a pretty solid background in investing. My first job out of college was Merrill Lynch. I also did investment banking after that, and then I worked for Sun America here in Los Angeles for 3 years. But me as just as an investor, I've been investing since 1989. I've got basically four 10x stocks or better. My top pick is actually Netflix. I've got an 80x return on that when you look at their 52-week high. I got a 33x on Apple when I purchased them in June of 2007 when before the first iPhone came out, and then just recently hit the 10x on Amazon and Microsoft from when I first purchased those, and then tons and tons of singles, doubles, triples, quadruples, home runs, grand slams, all that, and I can tell you all about more about those if you would like. I'm also going to put some links below, everybody. I've got a blueprint on investing. I got a blueprint on credit and all sorts of things related to credit and investing, and I will put those links below if you want to check those out. Thanks, everybody, and have a great week.